Well, hello, my favorite people. How is everybody? Got to take a little power nap before I came down to do my fun, fun revealing of what's in the pressure pot tonight. We revealed 2 of the 4 dishes for the new molds last night. And the one mold's super big. I think I put it in the box already. But we'll just show you. This is that goes with that mold. The other mold that goes with this one's like pretty big. It's almost 27 ounces. It's the biggest mold that I have to date. For sure. I am trying to share. Give me 1 second to share. Would like to share on my page. Let's see, I have a lot of pages here. Okay. I don't usually share to more than to Facebook this way, but I guess I should. I'm not sure. Okay, I guess I could post there. We'll try a Pinterest or a blogger. And I wish we could share to Instagram easily. I don't understand why it's such a chore to do that. Okay, so I shared a couple places. And I had already let the air out of the pressure pot. And I was curious. I don't know how. Let me see if I could start a watch party on the Facebook. Let's see how we do this. I don't know that we can do this. Maybe. I did it once before. I'm not good at all this stuff. Yeah, I'm not sure how that works or how I did that before. I know I did it before from my lekranchcreations page. I have super a lot of pages for other subjects. So now it only shows me that I have 10 pages and then I have to find my page. So I think I have found it. Okay. So a lot of us are still bummed out about what happened with if you're under 1,000 subscribers not being able to do lives. That's not cool. That's no fun. And I don't know how to set up a watch party or anything like that. So we're not going to play with that, but I am going to have my camera handy in case I want to. I think I'll take some footage of me getting my items out of the pressure pot. I did take the air out already. I figured that might be a little boring for everybody. But this way I could make videos. I have another channel that I don't talk about. Okay, so I made a lot of layers in my pressure pot, and I used these little pieces of chunks of silicone to layer the molds on top of each other. So there's one. Wow, because they do leak. My husband said that I should try to put my air in the tank a little bit slower. He said that should help with my resin spilling over. Okay, so as you can see, everything leaks a little bit. Because, you know, this epoxy that I use, it shrinks a little bit, so I have to dome it a little bit. So once I put all that pounds of air in there, it really pushes the resin around. But he said it might be because I'm just like full blast pushing like 40, 50 pounds in all at once. So he says I should go a little bit slower. So that's what I'm going to have to try to do. And let's see, I might be able to film a little bit of this on my phone for my other videos that I'll be making for my items. Okay, so here is the second biggest mold that I will have. It's pretty big. It's a big one. Without the resin in it, it weighs 25.55 ounces. So my other one is almost 27 ounces. And what I'm looking for is to see if I can trim this off before I even unmold it. Of course, I'll have to trim it some more once it's out, but I want to get this big piece off of here. So this little piece went up under the tape. I try to mark how heavy my molds are because I have to put them in my ads on the website. lekranchcreations, same name as the page. It's a .com. Now, this mold was so big when I casted it that I was unable to fit it into my pressure pot. So what I just did was I molded it in the pressure pot, and you're not supposed to do that because I'm going to have a bunch of pimples all over the plate because I did that. But I did it for a reason. I figured I would show what happens if you don't have a mold that's created in a pressure pot and then you cast epoxy into that mold. So the color we used for this mold was a smoothon Cast Magic Red Devil. This is the color. And we're going to open. Yeah, this is it's got a lot of little pimples on it because of the air that was in the silicone when I made it. So this is going to be a little different. I am going to remake the mold in the pressure pot, but I have to wait for the next time I get my 18 gallons. And then I will redo this mold. So once, like if someone were to order the mold, then I would go get the silicone right away for it. Um, let's see how's best to get this out. I haven't taken anything out of this except for the plate so far. I'm not. Okay, let's do it this way. Okay. So it's still pliable because we're just over the 24-hour mark. So if you could see that, the front is nice and smooth. The front came out real nice and smooth. So there's a little bit of, what it is it just feels a little bit rough on the back there. And of course I can sand all that down for this, for this time. If I were to cast in that mold without putting it in the pressure pot, I probably wouldn't have any of those pimple marks in it because there wouldn't be any pressure. It would just be sitting. So this is a new heart mold. It's a heart plate. And that just needs a little clean up. But you get the idea about that. So we're gonna snap a picture of that one while I'm at it. Okay. So what I didn't realize was the box that I made for the mold, the edges of it were too wide and I could have cut them off, but I wasn't thinking. I think I get too excited when I make my mold. So this one we unmolded yesterday, and this is the 3x3 dish, and it's 1 inch thick. And this is $30 on sale on the website now, regularly $35. So that one is listed up. The heart mold has to be listed up. The dish mold, because of the size of the mold, this one is one of my most expensive molds. I love this. I just can't wait to make a whole bunch of bowls out of this. So I'm going to move this out of the way. I do have that. It is have a color in the mold here. I still have to remove my little stands that I made for stacking in my pressure pot, but this is going to be that bowl. See how huge that mold is? It is really large. It's a big one. So this is one of the new ones. And again, it got, epoxy got pushed around inside because I really had this one up. I mean, I know they're going to shrink down a little bit, so I definitely dome them. And so I'm going to have to work on my letting the air in. And the reason that's funny is because I was trimming my mold and I trimmed off the very tip of the corner of the plate. So I had a silicone glue it back on there. So it's going to be a little bit off, but the next time I report it for an order for someone, it's going to be perfect. It's not going to be a trim mold. This is just what I did to my mold. That's what I get for trying to make everything try to make things look nice, but they just don't always look nice. So I probably should allow these to cure longer than 24 hours before I get so excited to unmold them. That's probably another practice that I'm going to have to start doing. When I mixed my color, I used what did I use? I used the pearl blue by Cast Magic, and I did not mix it into just the resin first, and you're supposed to do that, and I didn't do that. So I need to, as I have little spots here, but I'll put gold leafing on these little areas, and I'm going to go over around the edges with some gold, just like the original plate was. So that's a cute little dish. So I still have to list this and the heart up. These two are not listed up yet. They'll be listed up later on. And I like the blue. I like the pearl blue. I don't know if you could see that. If you could see that shining. It's hard to see with the purple under it. But you see that it has the blue. Shines blue, so it's pearly blue. Very cool. And let's see what else I was doing. Let me take a picture of this one again. Okay. So this mold here, this is the big one. It's the biggest one. This is listed up already on the website. And I do have a struggle getting them out of this one because it is so big. So I kind of have to bend it around a little bit. I can't show how funny this is on camera. I'm sorry. The camera doesn't reach as far as I need it to. I have to bring this closer to me to have the strength to get it out. Let's see. You know, there might be days where I won't be able to get stuff out in front of you. Oh. Okay. Normal people aren't going to have a problem. It's people like me who have rheumatoid arthritis in their hands. Okay. So yeah, you see when I mixed up the pearl, I didn't get it in there, but that's okay. I know how to decorate, and you'll never see that once I have that ready. But this is called Silver Bullet, and I guess it's supposed to be shining silver. To me, it's a pearly white, and I don't know. I guess they see silver in it. I don't see silver in it. It looks like pearl white to me. But it is pretty. I really love that. It's very pretty. And that's a nice sized little dish. So that's going to be the biggest. Well, I don't know why I said 27 grams, but I just read the thing on here. It is almost 24 grams. And I know I listed it right on the website because I read it right off the mold. So this mold is actually bigger than that mold. That is almost 26 grams. So that would be the heart mold. I really love that. I really, really love that. And this stuff dries so nice. Like this only has let's see, I'm at 20, think I'm at 25 hours for this one. And Monica Barnes, hi. I'm sorry, honey. I didn't see you come in. I was trying to focus on my little dish molds. So, yeah. So these are the 4 new dish molds. And these 2 are listed up. And these 2 I'll be listing up when I'm done on my live. I'll put these up then right away. I wanted to wait until I had them out. I'm gonna trim the edges with gold on this, and I may put a little bit of gold leafing in there or something, just to embellish it. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about all those. So I think my other camera source over here ran out, so we'll just turn that one off. I only had, I have something in the wings that my crystal people are going to love. Oh, but I can't show it yet. Hold on, I'm knocking things over. I can't show it yet because it was just designed, and today's the 3rd day curing on the design before I can mold it. But I can tell you that it's very sparkly, and it has some crystals and drusies in it, and it's an item that some people would use. Not everybody would need that, but it is awesome, and it certainly would make a beautiful gift if you were to cast that for someone. And I'll just leave it at that. Yeah, it's a household item that some people would use, but I don't want to show it until I have it molded and casted. Because when I do the design, sometimes they're not attractive looking as you would think they would be. So I did a bracelet with the silver bullet smoothon cast magic powder. And these powders are $4.95 for this size jar, which practically is a steal. So the Red Devil I used from this plate, and I could have used more and made it heavier, but I didn't use a whole lot. I have a bunch of their colors up on the shelf there. I'm trying to get all of them. But this is the bronze anchor, and this is just a really light powdering of it. It can be a deeper bronze. And this other one is the pearly blue. Is this one? So I don't know if you could see that. You see some of the people have the violet out. Well, this is the blue. And it's Pearly Blue by Smoothon Cast Magic. How much for the bracelet mold? I don't sell those. That's not my mold. That's just something that I casted with the leftovers. That mold, I think this mold came with a jewelry set that I ordered off of Amazon. I have some bracelets that were given to me that are probably 20, 30 years old, and I'm actually going to make some molds of those bracelets. And I'll have those bracelets available, but I can't make copies of this bracelet. But I believe I got this bracelet mold with a mold like that, or some type of jewelry molding kit on Amazon. You can find it. Google on Amazon, the silicone molds, and you'll see the bracelet. The only problem with this, Monica, is it does not fit on my hand. Look at that. I call them child bracelets. It's still pliable, so I call them child bracelets. And I would like to find an adult one that actually fit me, but this does not fit me. I cannot, and I'm pretty, and my wrists are really tiny, and I think my hands are pretty tiny, and so I I don't know why they sell that one. They don't tell you a size. They don't. There is a number on the back of it. It says 80 on the back of it. So yeah, I'm going to like I said, I'll go through some of the costume jewelry that was given to me. Um, I don't know if I'm pretty sure I saved a few of the bracelets that were given to me. Some of them I didn't like, and I was going to give to the grandkids to play with. So I'll go through them and look. I may end up with 2 or 3 uh, bracelet molds. I'm pretty sure I have some that I saved because I have a bracelet holder my grandson gave to me, and I think I have 4 or 5 bracelets lined up on there. Last week, some of you saw me unmold this huge gauge earring. This is my daughter's earrings, and I had told her that I was going to work on casting them for her. And on the back side, because where the opening is, the epoxy sort of shrinks down, wherever the part hits the air, and there's some shrinkage with the epoxy ACAS 690. So I took a popsicle stick and started filling that in last night, and it's still concave. So I still have to get another layer in there and then sand it down because she could never put this on her ears the way it is because, it would cut her. So I actually made the second casting so that when I make these, or she makes these in different colors and different styles, she would be able to make a pair at a time. And these are, um, these are going to take work for her or me because we need to sand them down and that because I can't get the mold any better than what I have it here, and I'm amazed that I was able to even do what I did with this mold. And it is a little bit of a challenge to get out because it's kind of just cut and they stick. So you kind of have to wiggle all the edges here. So I'm going to try to push that out the best I can. And it's going to move because, there's an air bubble. Yeah, see, I couldn't fit this into the pressure pot last night. I had my pressure pot stacked up so high that I couldn't I couldn't fit the last layer in. So there's an air bubble there on that one. So this really isn't any good. Um, but I'm going to save it anyway because I think these are a cool design, and these would look awful cool even in a piece of art. I might be able to fill that in a little bit that it would not be noticeable. So I wonder if I casted it the wrong way. I've got 2 going this way. I wonder if I should have flipped it over and went that way. I'm not sure. Let's see. Yeah, they're both going. I probably have to get that earring back from her and cast one going in the other direction. She wore them today. And she looks really amazing when she wears them because her pair is white. And she's just an Italian goddess. And she just looks amazing when she wears these earrings. She'll probably kick my butt if I showed her picture looking, and I am going to look because I just saw that on Instagram. Haha, I'm going to show her. She won't get mad at me. See if I could find it quick. let's see. She liked my post, so I should be able to find her in here quickly. Here she is. Da da da. So let's see if I can show this on the camera. I'm not really sure if I can or not. Let me turn this light out and try to do it that way. See them? And she looked beautiful. Anyway, they look really awesome on someone who can wear stuff like that. Maybe I could have wore them when I was younger, but I certainly wouldn't wear them now. Definitely too old to wear that. Plus she has gauges. She has 5/8 gauges. And I don't. And what else did I make? I poured a little extra into this, which I don't think I'm going to be able to. Maybe I can. I've been making different sizes of these. This is when it's filled up, they come out this big. But if you don't fill them all the way, obviously they don't come out as big. So I need to pour a little drop of water in there. And see if I can break the seal. I don't think I can break the seal on this one. There it goes. If you can wiggle it after you put a little liquid in there, you can usually pop them right out. So that's a little baby one. A little baby pendulum. Little cuties. Here's a big one that I made out of that's a violet shade. Yeah, she's gorgeous. My other daughter's rather beautiful too. She's my other daughter's isn't Italian. They have different dads, and she is stunning as well. And my sons are very handsome too. So these are the new ones, and these are my experiments. And I show my screw ups too. So as you see, I think I casted these wrong because I should have casted it in the other direction, because then this would be the back of it, because I have to do repairs on it. So I'm going to get that earring back and try to cast in the other direction, just because. But like I said, I like these, and in different colors. I just think that they make nice, like, how people have wooden architecture pieces. Wouldn't that look like a nice piece of architecture? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Anyway, that's how I think about it. I do want to show something in case people don't know how to do this. I take the wide tape, and to get the debris off of my molds, because the animal hairs and pieces of resin and everything stick to these molds if you just use tape. Before I package my molds, I go over them with tape before I wrap them, because no matter how hard you try, I mean, I have a little dog. I have a little Yorkie, and his hairs are, stick on my clothes. So whatever I do with the static electricity in the air, they get on everything. So that's how I clean my molds up. And then when I have imperfections on my pieces like this, any artist would know that, well, we need to put something over that, or, design over that, or gold leaf over the imperfect piece, and sometimes even just put a clear coat over it if that's what it needs. Um, I'm starting to learn to be careful, but with using the mold releases, because I could see spray marks where I sprayed on this mold before I put the plate in. I sprayed the plate. So I'm going to be careful that when I have a smooth item, I'm not going to use mold release, because I could see the mold release on my item. So the next time that I make molds, if anyone orders any of the dishes, I won't be putting any mold releases on them. Um, and this one will be getting molded in the pressure pot next time. But I love how no pimples came out on the front of that. It does have a texture to it. There is a texture to this. It's not completely smooth, but there is a little texture on it. It's smooth, but I don't know how to say it. There's like a very light impression from the paint pattern that was on the original. But I still think it's really cool. This would be so cool embellished. So I could see this in beautiful blues and purples with crystals on it. Like, I can envision lots of beautiful things going on there. Monica, did you get your other order of your little crystal clusters that you ordered? I didn't notice if you had put a new video up yet. I'm sorry if I missed that. Yeah, this uses a lot of silicone to make these, unfortunately. And the cost of these molds are going to be much more than the other molds because of the amount of material that it takes to make them. I can't change that. I've made the mold as close to it as I could, as you can see. I did my best at doing that. It's not like I made the molds too big. He said they're too tiny. You want big ones. Yeah, well, it did say that they were tiny. I was supposed to get a shipment from a lady so I could make the bigger clusters with the long, just like that. And she promised me. And then when it was time for her to finally get around to helping me with my order after a few weeks of me waiting, I said, send me a picture. I want to see what they are first. I wanted to be sure what they were. And when she sent me the picture, I couldn't use them because I need beautiful, shiny cut points to make beautiful molds. I can't have broken, cut. The last time I bought off a woman, I spent a bunch of money on a bunch of points, and every single one of them was broken and chipped, and I couldn't use one of them. And I was so upset about that. And so I wanted to be sure this time. So I'm glad I asked her. I really expected to have larger clusters made. So I have some more that I need to put together, but I'm waiting on some other pieces because I am trying to make larger ones. I have a bigger cluster that I'm going to be picking up tomorrow. It's probably about that wide and it's probably about that tall, but it has another crystal next to it and some smaller crystals. So it's like around, and then it's about probably about that tall. So I hope I have success in casting that one, but I won't have that one ready for a couple of weeks yet. So the only other ones that I had were the amethyst tips. I listed that one up. And what other one did I list up? Oh, I was building a geode. I don't know if you saw that. And this guy wasn't very big. But them little ones you can put on, as you know, obviously as small clusters on when you make your geodes. But I've been working on building geodes. So far, I've got paperweight geode. um, this is what I came up with so far for that one. I did do it in this shape at first, and I could not get the. I did it backwards, but I wasn't crazy about the oval shape with that one. You want it? What do you want? The big one that I'm going to try to make? The big one that I'm just describing? Yeah, I'm going to be picking that up tomorrow. And I have to run into media tomorrow. And I think I yeah, I ruined my one big crystal cluster. I'll have to. I'm not sure if you ever saw that video. I ruined it because I didn't put mold release on it. Hold on, I'm getting it. I hate showing this. This is my biggest mistake yet. And this was a very expensive crystal cluster. It won't even fit in the camera view. This is big. And I can't get the. I was trying to do this patch here, and it was my first time casting, and I did not have a mold release. So the good thing is that I used the Umu 25, which only has a year shelf life and starts to break down. So I've chopped away at this the best that I could. I'm going to take my power washer in the summer, and I'm going to hit it with that. And I'm going to see if I can get it to break away and get off of there. Um, I don't know what else to do unless I could find someone with a sandblaster. But this I've had for over 20 years, and it's one of my beautiful crystals. If I can't get that off, I'm just going to have to mold something on top of it. And look at the back of it. I don't know if you could see, it's covered in fine crystals. Back in the day, I think I paid $175 for this. So I need to work on fixing that up. I couldn't believe what happened, but it was my first time casting with silicone. And I mean, obviously I was super bummed out, but I didn't cry. That was a good thing. I didn't cry. But that crystal has been my baby. It's been in my healing room where I would do my healing sessions with people for most of my life. This one's listed up. This is the only one like it. It's one of those one of a kind ones. So that's listed up. I gave my mom a bunch. I brought her down a bunch of crystals for her table. So I listed up, as you know, you have the mold now. But I brought my mom one of these ones that came out beautiful. And then I started listing them for sale on the website. I went with, I believe, 25 for these because I do the second step process and they go into that pressure pot. So that's a little extra work for me. And I did these. This has to, I have to take this back. I borrowed that. So I made a couple molds of this guy here. And they have a little bit of imperfections in them. Um, they're not perfect, but they're cool. I like them. They're interesting. So I'm gonna, do different things in them. I'd love to stick a rose in the center, or, experiment. I have the big pyramid molds, and I'd love to start. I want to see if my pyramid mold fits in the pressure pot. I'm pretty sure it does. But so that I'm going to be returning. Oh, this one, I didn't even list this one up. You like that one? Yeah, I didn't even list it up because it was something that I was doing for myself. But those molds are just about 8 ounces, and I can't open this mold. My husband has to pull it back and help me get it out because of my hands. So I can't get them out. And I have, yeah, that's the second one that I have. Yeah, that's a big mold. So I mean, from opening the mold and pulling it around, like there's like a mark that goes across here that's on the mold itself from this scraping the inside of the mold trying to get it out. And there's like a mark down here. So these are not perfect. They're not. It's not a perfect mold. It's got a little bit of imperfection. So so I'll message you about that one because I only made two. I made two for myself. And you see, this was the second one with it's a little imperfect. So I won't sell this one. But the first one that I made, I have to just clean it with some tape. But it's a better looking mold. So if I sell you that one, it's going to be this one. I'll just clean it and wash it. And let me see how much this one weighs. $257. 9.30 ounces. And this is a pressure casted mold. So if you ever did start getting a pressure pot, and I think all the molds that you have gotten from me, I'm pretty sure are all pressure casted molds. I'm pretty sure every one of them that you've gotten is. So you would never get bubbles. You would never get the pimple effect because you have all the quality molds. So I'll definitely have to message you about that one then. This one, um, I'm not selling the mold to this one. I'll be selling these pieces, but I can't sell the mold because the mold is imperfect, and um, the thing has to be smashed apart each time. So this one, I'm only going to be selling the actual casting. I'm not going to be selling the mold itself because I want to sell quality things. I don't want to sell half-ass things. You know, you're not the first person that says that, but I'm glad you do say it. But it's a difficult. The reason why it's difficult is because it's paper thin. You see, and this breaks apart on it, so I have to like repair my mold each time. So it's not a mold that I could sell. That's why I'm saying that. Um, so the next one that I'm preparing to make, that it's ready for casting. I haven't casted it. The one with the crystals and the drusies on it and stuff. So that's for people like who smoke cigarettes, are in need of an ashtray. So it's going to be a really cool looking ashtray. And that's a specialty item. So yeah, that's what I got. That's what's happening. So these new plate molds will be listed up in a little while on the website. Um, I can't remember if it was Argentina. This the shaped plate is an antique. It's very, very old. It's probably about 60 or 70 years old. And the shape of the plate, it's in Argentinian, Argentina, I think it said. That's what it said, Argentina. So that's a pretty cool one. All right, so I don't want to bore everybody. Um, Thanks for watching. So these are the newest items that'll be listed up. And I have one more new pretty cool item coming out pretty soon. And then it's going to be Easter holiday. So I'll probably slow down a little bit until I get the rest of my crystals. That one big crystal's going to be coming in. I'll be picking that up tomorrow. I'm not sure when I'll be able to cast that one up. As soon as I do, I will show it to y'all. And the latest one I put up, I think, did I give that to my mom? Let me think for a second. Yeah, I hooked my mama up. So that's the latest one that I casted. It's just the tips of the amethyst. So that's listed up. I actually have that in a food grade mold and in the regular silicone mold. Okay, thank you so much. Good talking to you. I will be away tomorrow. Um, I'll actually be down in your area, but I have a lot to do, so I won't be able to see you when I'm down there. But I'll make a note to email you in the day or two. Okay? I love you. Thanks for being such a good supporter of my creations. Have a great night. And everybody, be safe out there. It's a crazy world. I love you all. lekranchcreations.com. lekranchcreations.com. When you get to the website, if you're on a mobile phone, you can't see everything on the mobile phone if you don't click the top three little lines in the left-hand corner. If you click those lines, a menu will open up and you'll see products for sale, and that's where most of my stuff is. There's also 2 separate pages attached to that site for the wire wrap jewelry and for the earrings. So you want to view it on a laptop or view it on a personal computer if you can, so that you don't miss everything. I have an awful lot of molds listed up there. I have food grade, I have super sparkle collection, I have crystal cluster collection, and I have plain silicone molds. So I just put a tab in and marked them all silicone molds. If you hit all silicone molds, it'll bring up 3 or 4 pages of every single mold that I have listed. So I'm trying to make it easier so you're not missing anything. So I really appreciate it. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I do giveaways. And I have 3 coupons listed up on the home page. So take a look at the coupons and they may help you on your choices. Thank you so much. Have a great day or night, whatever it is for you. And I appreciate you. And thank you for watching. Many blessings.